recognize that the board and the audit committee are more involved in thinking about the governance of the company. They're not management. So they're probably going to be thinking about the risk of what you're introducing, or they want to hear a little bit about, is this something that other companies are doing, and how are we going off on some unique path, or is this something that we're just kind of with the herd, let's say, and doing the logical things that make sense. The second recommendation I had was just to make sure you have a tight presentation. It's very concise, leave time for Q&A. One of the great ways of doing that is starting right off with a very clear statement that says, this is the topic, and this is the goal of the meeting, the decision on the following. That could be in the pre-read as a single slide, and that's a great way to kick things off so everybody is very crystal clear. We're going to go through this topic and get to this decision. Doesn't mean they're going to follow you, and that leads me to my third topic, which was very often you're going to get some Q&A, or what I used to call derailers, where you may be going down this path and suddenly a question comes in. It may feel like it's from left field, or it may be heading you off in a different direction. And so we talked a lot about how to manage that. And I sort of bucketed it into three parts. One was align, and that is align with your CFO so that you've got a partner in helping you stay on track, and make sure that CFO is ready to help step in if we start to get off into strange topics. It's not just you alone trying to manage the audience. Number two, style. When a question comes up like that, it's very important to be smiling, to be happy, to be supportive, maybe repeat the question right back to them, make sure it's, yes, I did hear you. And then you can either maybe give a concise answer, or you might say, that's a really great topic and we should come back on that one. Or you might say, and if you don't know the answer, it might be a very direct question. You might say, I don't know the answer to that. I can't give you a quick answer, but I'll get right back to you, soon, next week. We'll get right back to you on that. And the last part of preparing for derailers is you can probably think a little bit about what kinds of questions you might get. Those questions might relate to where the board is coming from. Are they on other boards? What are they, CFOs or CEOs of other companies, and what are they living through? If you just spend an hour or so, a day or two before, thinking about what are the typical questions that these board members might have for me, and what's going on in the company. Because very often they may be hearing a particular presentation, but they're very curious, is Treasury on board with solving the issue in the LRP? Are they part of the cost efficiency move that we're trying to do right now, or whatever it might be? So spend a little time preparing for what you think might be some topics of interest for the board or the audit committee, and then be ready to answer those concisely if you can.